What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Structure. I'm your host, H, joined today by my co host, E, and we break down your favorite TV shows, movies, and documentaries.
That's right. Today we're doing Atlanta, episode 7, Trini to the bone. This was not bland by any means necessary. H, let's get unstructured.
Let's go. Yo, I love this episode. I've been talking
Woo!
about it all
Yes,
season. The
yes.
episodes that do not follow the main storyline have been the best episodes
Oh
of the
man,
show so far. We talk
very
about the first episode, we talk about the third episode, I think it was the fourth. I don't remember the number exactly, but those episodes have been my favorite. Don't get me wrong, the show's still great, the main storyline is still very engaging, but
agreed.
when this show has been looking forward to the episodes that are not part of the canon of the show. Those stories, those messages are trying to tell us, they're
Yes.
engaging and they keep you glued to the screen from beginning to end.
Yeah, and I think it's because like they tell such a large story and they pack it in to a 1 hour show and it becomes so entertaining. This episode in particular was just at first you were trying to figure out exactly what was going on and who this person that died was, and then you realize that she was a nanny, and now you realize what she meant to this kid. And the funniest part, one of the first funniest parts was when the kid said the food is bland.
Can I get
I
some?
was
Can I
like,
get some? What is it? A slightly pepper mango, and this
yeah,
is great. This is like the first scene, guys. Like the show starts, you have this family that is just a normal, everyday family, fairly wealthy, and the kid's about to have breakfast. It looks like he
yep.
has some poached eggs or something along those lines, right?
And he
And
calls him bland.
it
That's
comes
funny.
in bland. Okay, what do you want? It's like I want some slightly pepper mango. That grabs it the little container, and
Yeah,
just to paint the picture, I am confused when as I'm watching this. Like, what
I
is
was
this?
too. Go ahead.
I'm from the
Yeah,
islands, and I'm still confused. That my islands don't necessarily make that stuff, but he grabs this little container. Like, okay, that's the nanny. That's what they're talking about. Is the nanny. He hands the got a spoonful of this thing, sliced
and
pepper
takes it
mango.
down like it's
Then he
nothing.
he takes taste it, and then he goes, "Oh, this is not slightly peppered. Like it's
Yo,
strong, it's spicy."
yeah, and that's what got me because I knew something was off immediately at that point because it was like, how does the kid not flinch at the spices, but the dad is having problems with the spices? It was like, how are they so realistically, like in that moment, I was like, how are they so different? Like, how are they not on the same page? And we see why. It's because the nanny was spending so much time with the kids, which is overall the message of this episode. And just spending time with the kids. And the nanny also had flaws as well, which we'll see. But it was just amazing the way that they tell the story and the way that they depict it. So, H, what were your thoughts, man?
No, I mean the message it hits hard because you see this family. Obviously, they work hard to get to the status they have. Their professional lives are very busy. Mom and dad work. They take care of
Hmm.
business to give the kids the best life they can, right? But they
Yeah,
have left the raising of the kid to the nanny, who's been she's just seems like a great nanny because the kid obviously loves the nana, right? And
exactly.
she's been just teaching her culture to the kid,
Yep.
from him knowing the songs, how she rubs his back, how the
Uh-huh.
food that she cooks, and everything, the mannerisms. The kid is
The
growing up
sayings. The
to be very
sayings. Oh,
similar to the nanny, to the point that we see in the funeral when we fast forward another gentleman was played by Tom Hanks' son. His name escapes me right now, but he talks with
the
a
same
Trini
things.
accent, right? And this is essentially that telling us this is what your kid would have grown up to be, right?
Exactly. You get a peek. And it was so funny because they're like, where are you from? Trinidad or Jamaica? Is like, no, Tribeca.
Come on. I mean, and that's about that's what I'm talking about. When we talk funny.
Hmm.
You weren't expecting him to say that, and when he just goes Tribeca,
It
man,
all comes
beautiful.
together. Bang. Yes.
I
It
think
was
he would have
perfect.
said New York City. He would have said Miami, any other place. It kind of would have had that same effect. But Tribeca,
Well,
come on,
Tribeca is like, it could happen to you too.
it can, if it
You ain't
happens in
safe.
Tribeca, it can happen anywhere.
Yeah.
That's just
So
funny.
H, what were your thoughts about that wedding from the moment that they pull up in the Range Rover and they're like, I don't know, can we park here? And they're like, oh no, just leave your Range Rover there with the keys. It's all good. You know, we run the city. And he goes in and they don't know what to think. They don't know how to act or react to the situation. And it is very, very funny. There's a lot of funny things and awkward things that happen.
Let me tell you, this is something that's actually happened to me. Being from
Hmm.
the islands, when you just get together, especially big family gatherings,
Oh yeah.
a group of us, that's how it is. Like you park whatever you can park, somebody else
Yep.
handling the cars, right? And sometimes it just feels odd because it's different from the norm that you're used to every day of people, having a nice place to park, your car being safe. This guy's
Uh-huh.
showing up with a range.
Yes. Yeah. He's
And
like,
he's concerned about like I'm just gonna leave the keys.
like
Oh
nobody
man,
cares
like
about your Range Rover, man. Just go ahead, go to the funeral. You good? And yeah, it's the same way for me too. H, like I got a large family, as you know, and they are crazy. I love them, and they when we get together, we have a good time. And every now and then, especially back in the day, there used to be fights. Now everybody's older, so it's not as many fights. But yeah, it gets crazy, and we have a great time together. It's fun, and that's what I think overall. Like the funeral was mostly just a fun time and a celebration, but they brought it home with the message. Even though the family is fighting, the family was hurting, just like they said, this is a way that we show our pain, and that's real. And once again, Donald Glover was able to depict that perfectly. It's like, just because we don't do things the way that you do them and whatnot is still the same emotion, it's still the same feeling there.
yeah, I mean, we see that the Nana wasn't perfect. The
Hmm.
kids felt neglected because she
Yeah.
was just out here providing, and she did many other things than just being a Nana. She was a dancer. She started an after school program, so she was very well loved, and she look she lived her life to the fullest, right?
Hmm.
In essence, but we also see that this also has an effect on the mother because she realizes the pain that the daughter had from her mom not being there. She's like, I don't think I can ever, be like that, or how do I get to that point? Maybe she kind of admire it in a way, and she
Uh-huh.
also realized that she doesn't want her kid to go
That's
through
right.
the same thing. So she realized I need to be a more active mom. I need to be more present in my son's life.
Yeah, and the one, like, the I think the biggest thing about that message that Donald was delivering was that it happens both ways. And while you have Sylvia, the nanny, taking care of the family, and the family not necessarily spending as much time with their kid, Sylvia is not spending as much time with her kid. So they both were left in vulnerable spots.
Yep.
And we saw that. I think it was depicted twice, because one with Sylvia's daughter banging on the coffin and yelling, and she was really upset. But we also see it at the end when the father gets the photographs, and it's just Sylvia, the nanny, and the son. That's wild. Like, the nanny goes out and does a photo shoot with your son. And that's her son
More
now.
important than that, because this is
Yeah.
something that island people were sometimes believe a lot in supernatural. And throughout the whole episode, from the first scene, we see the father getting this package. We're assuming he's returning it, right?
Yeah.
He gets to the following day. He's like, "What's going on?" Second attempt, and then at the end of the episode, which is the last thing we see, is that middle of the night, somebody boom, 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 boom,
Bang,
boom,
bang,
boom,
bang, bang.
boom, boom.
Yep.
They just
Yep.
banging on the door, and he opens it up, and it's this photo shoot that Nanny had done. As if she knew that she was gonna be gone. But this also, let's talk about this. The first time he goes out, I found it weird that he looked to the sides and didn't see
And nobody
anyone.
was there. Nobody was
And
there.
like why would I like my head I go, I don't, when I pick up a package I don't look to see who left it, right?
I do. I
But this
check
is a bigger it's a
hiding on the side of the door. I'm from the hood, H.
so I ain't gonna say nothing.
Real.
I had a comeback for that, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
say that. Shout out to
yeah.
Cordell.
Yeah, I know. They don't believe it. I am.
So the bigger thing is that when at the end, like they make us believe that the ghost of the Nana, she loved that kid so much that the ghost, I guess, came back and brought those pictures back. That
Yeah.
is essentially the message we're getting. That's what I was getting from that. What do you think?
I didn't have a direct answer, other than a really aggressive delivery guy who had to get it delivered. But that last picture
Middle of the night,
out
come
of the
on.
three, yeah, in the middle of the night, out of the three, where she was just staring at him, it was ominous. And yes, there was a message that she was sending through that picture at that moment, which is just haunting. It was like, oh, yeah, that's what I got from that scene, from that those pictures.
I love the episode, but let me ask you, very important question.
Yeah.
What do you rate the episode?
We're gonna go Varsity Blues and give it a 10. A 10. That's my answer.
You know, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. Just
Oh
because
man.
I wanted
Oh
more.
man.
I wanted more. I wanted the episode to
Rob.
be longer. I would like a continuation. Like that's a great
Donald Glover was
storyline. I
Rob.
want more. 9.5 just because I wanted it to be longer. It was
So, hey,
excellent. It was just beautiful. I loved it. Loved it from beginning.
because the fact it was so good, you wanted more, and they couldn't give you more. Then you're penalizing them for it. You're giving them.
I
penalty?
honestly like this is how I felt as
Yeah.
the he gets the pictures, he looks at him, and the credits roll. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. I'm like, I wanted more.
Okay. You
That's-
wanted a more complete ending. I give
No,
you
I'm
that.
saying more complete. I want a longer episode, or I want another episode talking about this particular subject, this family. It was very interesting to me. I know it really grabbed me.
Dude.
I'm telling you, I was glued to the screen.
Yeah.
My favorite episodes the season so far.
Yeah. I kind of like the element of trying to figure out within one episode and in the first couple of minutes what the hell is going on, like what is the moral of this story, what are we talking about, and what's the message that he's trying to deliver before it's blatantly obvious. So I really do enjoy these episodes that you were talking about, H. I think you're right.
Yeah, they're doing an amazing job, and I definitely want more of this. Not that I don't like the main storyline, but I'm looking forward to this. And this was the best one yet.
This is
took
brilliant.
me for a ride. It kept me hooked, and that's what all you can ask for a great TV show when you spend your time watching it. But
Yeah.
you guys, thank you for watching our show. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with a friend. Help us out. We appreciate you for taking the time to at least hang out with us. Leave us a comment. Let's have a conversation.
That's right. Hey, as usual, we'll be here for the next episode. You should be too. Until that time, I'm E, this is H, and we are
Unstructured.
That's right.